Hi and welcome back to the knowledge based playlist on the development search strategy. As I mentioned in the last video, we'll be looking at My Valuer and My Research tool. This tool will provide you with comparable market data to complete your due diligence and feasibility on this property. So this is our new interface powered by Price Finder. We do have a set hour-long video that goes through all the different functions of this site, so I'll look at it briefly today in order to show you how to use it for development strategy. But if you want more information, you can look at our online tools or speak to your portfolio manager as well. Alright, so we're just going to run a basic search. We're going to pop in our target property, 4 Makaranga Street, Marsden. It's going to update it to a property report and we're going to hit search on that. So what it's going to bring up is a lot of information on our target property, sales history, map information as well. So let's have a look at that together. So here we have our interactive photos. We've got 44 of them, so you can go through those. Also having a look at the quality of the current house on it. So will you be able to leave that as is after the subdivision, or do you need to do additional work on that as well? Now, one of our main new features that I think is really valuable, especially for developers, subdividers, is our interactive map here. So what you can see, it brings up your Google aerial view. You can also switch that off and just look at the block as a whole. I like to keep it on aerial view, obviously, so I can see where the initial current house is there as well. Now, this property has dual street frontage, which we did see in the advertisement. Now, what you can use here is our measurement tool. That's going to enable you to look at the distance from the current dwelling all the way back to the new dwelling, so 40 metres approximately. You can then remove that, especially for subdividers, developers, looking at how many blocks you can get in this area as well. So we can measure a rectangle as well and have a look at just how many blocks we could fit in there. So looking at the current council, we can actually fit 2 long blocks in there. You can also see precedents as well, properties next door. So this one here looks like it's got 2 individual dwellings on it, a new driveway, and the original dwellings on the back. So we can have a look at that to try and understand what's going on in the area as well. Again, it shows our easements in pink, so we can see that our property is not impacted by any easements that we can see here. Again, you still also need to check with your council because there might be something new in there that you're not aware of. It's a really great place to start. You can also look at the contours. So if this area is very flat, but if you're looking to develop in an area that's got hills, you can look at the level of hills and contours using this key. Also looking at the lots and plans around you, so understanding that you've got the RP details, seeing whether this is broken up into 1 or 3 lots as well. So lots of interesting information you can use there, which is a new feature. All right. Now the next thing we've got here is our My Valuer powered market estimate. So they're valuing this property, although the median in the area is $399, we can see that they're estimating it at $446,000. So paying $499 for it may not be as high as we thought. There may not be $100,000 premium there. So we need to have a bit more of a look into that, which we can do with our tools here, our research tools. So I'll come back to that in a moment. We'll have a look through that together. So at the moment we can see David John Rex Smith is the current owner. He lives in Helensburgh. It is a rental and he's owned it for 5 years. We've got our sales history here. He purchased it for $397,500. So you can see why he's asking that higher amount at this stage. If he was to ask the normal price of $399 at the moment, it may not actually be profitable for him. Now we do have some phone numbers. Now this is usually only available for Queensland, and again you can see here it's the owner's details by the looks of it, not the renters, but it's up to you if you want to use those details. Again, we've got our 4 sales history. So this is really valuable information. We can see here that it's been on the market since the 23rd of the 6th, 2016 with Avi Khan, which we did see his name on the listing. So coming soon. So they thought that this property was going to be, highly sought after. So it looks like they were prepping it for sale, submit all offers just to see what people would offer for this property. And if they haven't had any luck with the baited hook, they might be setting the price at $499 plus. So we need to have a look at that. If it's been on the market for a little bit longer, maybe we can look at negotiating the price. Again, we've got some rental history. So you can see here currently rented for $3.75 per week. And again, we can confirm that with the agent, what we could get for that front house. Even with less land, it's likely that we'll be able to get close to that. We've got our property description, so having a look at the local authority we need to speak to in relation to subdivision or development. Again, confirming the ID for the property, which is useful when you're calling the council to help locate that property quickly. Land valuation history as well, usually provided for Queensland. We have the unimproved site value, so this is the land before there was any civil or sewerage or water connected, and site values once those connections have been established. We've got zoning as well, but again, we've got a link here to Logan City Council, so you can confirm that zoning on their website. Again, we all know the planning schemes are pretty live and updated regularly, so best to check with your council as well. We've also got the nearby planning and development applications. So we can see here there's quite a bit of action in Blue Gum Drive, Marsden, which is about 2 streets over from our target property. We've also got some other information, additional dwelling, swimming pool and fence, but you can see here there's operational works, multiple dwelling, 3 units. So really interesting. That's going to give you some confidence when you're looking at this property and speaking to council. So if you've got 2 streets over, some with a similar block, putting three lots on it or 3 units, it's definitely something that you can consider you might be able to do with your property. All right. Now, what you can do as well is look at the sales in this area. So we want to find out what are other people paying for these blocks they're subdividing. Now, that's in our research tool. So we can do a sales radial search. So it'll search out in concentric search parameters from our target property, letting us know what's selling in the area. We've also got our map search, so you can look for a specific area that you choose to have a look at the sales in that area and rentals as well. You can look at any other properties that have sold on this street. Additionally, sales for the suburb as a whole. So very interesting to find out, is there anything that's selling for less a few streets away from this area? We've also got suburb flyover for Marsden. So that's going to give us a bit of an idea on the demographics, the historical sales, and a lot of graphical information. Again, we can look at the current listings for this suburb as well, so make sure there's nothing better out there. Now, all of these research tools are gone over in detail in our APM Price Finder online webinar. So if you're interested in looking into those in more detail, I suggest you have a look at our online tools or contact your portfolio manager for some one-on-one training. So we'll keep looking through this. We've been through all of the information that we can gather and ascertain at this stage. We've also got a little bit of information on the sales and growth for Marsden as well. So that's taken from your suburb flyover. So at this stage, we've used every bit of information we can here. You may also like to switch to our street view version and have a look at the front block as well. So this is Makaranga Street. So you can have a look where the house is situated on the block. You can try and understand whether you've got side access or whether you're going to need to just cut it off and access from the other street. All right, so once we've done our research and our due diligence, we've got a lot of information here. We go and speak to the council. We confirm that we're able to do what we're thinking, which is breaking the back block into 2 lots and subdividing the house at the front. So once we've done that, our next step is crunching the numbers and getting that 10-year forecast based on our completed research. We want to do this so that we can find out, can we afford to hold this back property if we sell the 2 back lots? Or, alternatively, do we need to sell it all to take our money out of the deal? You can look at all those options and more, and based on your strategy, make the correct decision. So knowing all your options is very important. You don't want to sell this now and find out you could have held on to it and made a lot more money down the track. So we'll be doing that in the next training video. So make sure you tune in, guys. Thank you again.